everyone, welcome back. We're kicking things off today with something I think a lot of us can relate to, wanting a relationship that's both exciting and strong.
Absolutely, that's the dream, right?
Totally. And we're diving into a fascinating approach today that might just hold some key insights.
We're talking about couples journaling, and for this deep dive, we're turning to 50 powerful journal prompts for couples to strengthen your relationship by Lestallion.
Love that we're going straight to the source with this one. So this isn't about keeping those separate diaries, is it?
No, not at all. This is about using targeted prompts, and they're specifically designed to get those deeper conversations going between partners, really strengthen that bond.
I can already see how that would be helpful.
And what's really interesting is that you don't need to be a journaling expert to benefit from this. It's accessible to everyone, even if you're not someone who loves to pour their heart out on paper.
I was going to say, I'm not sure I'd consider myself much of a journaler.
Right, but these prompts sort of act like a guide. It helps you ease into those deeper conversations, even if you're not used to talking about your feelings.
That's a really good point. But let's be honest, life gets busy. Why would couples add journaling to their already packed schedules?
I think that's the beauty of it, actually. The benefits that Lestallion highlights really address those common relationship struggles that we all face at some point.
Like what?
Well, take communication, for example. We all think we're communicating with our partners, right?
Right.
But how often are we really going beyond that surface level?
Oh, I totally know what you mean. It's so easy to get bogged down in the day-to-day, work, chores, errands. Sometimes it feels like you're just ships passing in the night.
Exactly. And that's where journaling with these prompts can be a game changer.
Okay, tell me more.
It's like hitting pause on that daily grind and really asking yourselves, okay, beneath the surface, what are we each feeling? What do we need from each other in this moment?
So it's less about managing the day-to-day logistics and more about actually nurturing the connection. I like that.
Exactly. And for couples who really struggle to express their feelings directly, maybe one person tends to shut down during arguments or avoids difficult conversations.
Which, let's be real, happens in a lot of relationships.
Oh, absolutely. Journaling can be a really powerful tool in those situations.
In what way?
Imagine you're trying to work through a disagreement, but you find it almost impossible to explain your needs without getting defensive. Or maybe the other person just clams up completely.
Been there.
Right. Writing those feelings down first, on your own time, can make a world of difference. It gives you that space to process your emotions, get clear about what you want to say.
It's like taking some of the pressure off that in-the-moment interaction, giving both people a chance to cool down a little bit before trying to talk things through.
Exactly. And that naturally leads us to another benefit that Lestallion emphasizes, better conflict resolution.
Because you're both approaching the issue with, hopefully, a calmer, more self-aware perspective.
Exactly. It becomes less about placing blame and more about trying to find a solution together.
You're on the same team, even when things are tough. I love that shift.
And it's not just about navigating the challenges. Couples journaling can also help you really tap into the positive aspects of your relationship, too.
Oh, how so?
It can cultivate a deeper sense of gratitude and appreciation for one another.
Because it's so easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of everything else that's going on and forget to slow down, appreciate your partner,
It happens to the best of us. And this book highlights how powerful journaling can be for those small, everyday expressions of love that really matter. It's about creating a space for intentional appreciation.
I love that. So we're talking about strengthening the relationship on multiple levels, from better communication and conflict resolution to increased intimacy and appreciation. It's pretty incredible that something as simple as journaling could be so impactful.
It's true. And the real key, as the book mentions, is consistency. Like any new habit, the more you do it, the more natural it becomes, and you really start to reap the benefits.
It's about making that conscious choice to invest in the long-term health of your relationship, right?
Exactly. And speaking of investing, let's delve into some of the specific journal prompts that Lestallion offers in the book, because they're designed to uncover those little hidden gems within your relationship, insights that might otherwise stay buried.
Okay, you've definitely piqued my interest. Give us a sneak peek. What are some of these prompts all about?
Well, one category that really stood out to me was shared experiences and goals. And there's this one prompt. It asks, what's a seemingly insignificant memory from our relationship that actually holds a surprising amount of meaning for you, and why? I love that one. It gets at those small, everyday moments that often become so pivotal in our relationships. you know?
It's like that inside joke that only the two of you share, or that random memory that still makes you smile every time you think about it.
Exactly.
Ah.
And just reminiscing about those shared experiences, whether it's something silly like a funny mishap on your first date, or maybe just a quiet moment of connection, it can really reignite that spark.
It's like hitting the rewind button on your love story.
Yes. And then you have prompts that really encourage you to dive into this space of mutual understanding and compassion.
Mhm.
One that I found particularly powerful asks, what's one thing you wish I understood better about your past, and how do you think it influences you today?
Wow, that's a powerful one. It makes you realize that we all have these experiences that have shaped us, right?
Absolutely.
How we communicate, how we approach relationships. It all stems from somewhere.
And it's about recognizing that our partners aren't just reacting in the moment.
Yeah.
They're bringing their whole selves to the relationship, their history,
Yeah.
the good and the bad. Understanding that can foster so much more empathy and compassion.
It's about creating that safe space to be vulnerable, to
Yeah.
share those parts of ourselves that we don't always talk about.
Yes, exactly. And speaking of vulnerability, we can't forget about the importance of feeling cared for and appreciated in a relationship, right?
Right.
Lestallion actually dedicates an entire section to prompts focused on appreciation and gratitude, which I think is brilliant.
It's easy to let those small gestures fall by the wayside, though, especially as time goes on.
Absolutely. One prompt that I really liked in this section asks, what's one small act of service I could do for you this week that would make you feel especially loved and appreciated? So it's about being intentional with those small everyday things.
Like what? Give us some ideas.
Well, it could be something as simple as bringing your partner their favorite coffee in the morning, or leaving a sweet note for them to find, or even just putting your phone down at the end of the day and giving them your full attention.
It's those little things, those reminders that say, you're important to me.
Exactly. And I love that the prompts encourage you to not only express appreciation, but also to communicate what makes you feel appreciated.
It's about figuring out your own love languages. Because what makes one person feel loved and valued might not resonate with their partner in the same way. So that's really insightful. But I have to ask, for couples who are completely new to journaling together, where do they even begin?
That's a great question. The good news is you don't have to go all in right away.
So for those of us thinking, okay, we're ready to give this a try, what are the first steps? Do you just dive right in with these really deep prompts?
And that's what I love about this book.
Yeah.
It really emphasizes starting slow and steady. Like, don't put pressure on yourselves to journal every single day or tackle every prompt in the book.
Right.
Maybe just choose one prompt a week to start with, or even just once a month, whatever feels doable.
That's a good point. It's about finding a rhythm that works for both of you.
Exactly. And the other thing that's really important is creating that safe and comfortable space to share, because this is about being open and honest with each other without feeling judged.
It's like you're building that foundation of trust so that you both feel comfortable being vulnerable.
Yes, exactly. And the book encourages couples to really approach this with a sense of curiosity, to remember that it's a journey of self-discovery, both individually and as a couple.
Because it's often in those unexpected moments that you have the most profound insights.
Exactly. And that's where these seemingly simple prompts can be so powerful because they can spark those deeper conversations and help you uncover those hidden dynamics.
It's like you're peeling back the layers, getting to the heart of your connection.
Exactly. And it can be surprising what you learn about each other along the way. It's about embracing that journey together.
So really, it's about making that choice to invest in your relationship, to nurture the connection, and to, like you said, be open to those surprises along the way.
Absolutely. And, at the end of the day, those discoveries are often the most rewarding.
I love that. Well, as we wrap up our deep dive into couples journaling, I think the big takeaway is that it's not about adding another chore to your to-do list. It's about creating a space for connection, for reflection, for remembering what brought you together in the first place.
It's about keeping that spark alive.
Exactly. So here's a final thought for everyone listening. If you could ask your partner just one of these prompts tonight, what would it be and what do you hope to learn? Until next time, keep those conversations going, and remember, the most rewarding discoveries are often the ones that we make together.